What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 314. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm getting my finger pricked by Venus Flytrap book with Adam.
This week we watched the fucking Evil Dead Rise.
Finally.
Yeah.
Second viewing.
With the maggots.
Yeah.
How fucking scary was that shit? I was like, dude, one of the coolest shots in the entire movie was the peephole shot.
Well, she's
How
fucking everybody
cool
up.
was that?
Yeah, right.
I was sitting there watching that and I was like, oh, clever.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of cool shit in this movie, man.
There was. Adding to that shot you were talking about, Adam, I liked it because it played on the whole off-screen stuff a little bit, you know?
Yeah, she ripped that
And there's
motherfucker's
always
arms off and threw him back over there.
Yeah.
That's how you kill a kid on screen.
Now, I like the way that Cronin gave us that cold opening.
Yeah.
And then saw how it, we saw, the movie was the reason that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Almost
because I was
movie.
like, what's that got to do with this?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here thinking, like, where are we gonna get the connection that the book's you know, to these people? And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of like, you know, Ash is always fighting Evil Dead, and it's always like around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And infects the people that he's around, this, that, and the other. But like this, I like the idea where it's like, this shit can travel. I mean, well, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't it be able to, like,
It's
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, that if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of how season 2 or season 3 of Ash vs. Evil Dead
yeah.
and it kind of lets you know, like, okay, like, it's out and it's loose.
Yeah. But I did like that call, and it's like they get right into it. Like, ponytail rip out.
She ripped the top of her fucking scalp off, dude.
Yeah.
Aldo Rain would be proud.
Yeah. I love how the title card comes up.
That
rises
was cool.
up, and then the music gets so fucking intense. You know what I mean? And it comes over the mountain right there. It's like, dude, I got chills when that happened. You know, like, Evil Dead as fuck, you know? I mean, there was some pretty, like, gross out, you know, moments, like, but I don't think that the gore in this one was as bad as 2013. Like,
oh no, and honestly, I would say that the ending, the big finale, the big gore kill at the end, doesn't touch that movie at all. Like, it's pretty, like, I mean, we can all agree that, like, when it goes off the rails, like you were saying, Griffin, when you were giving the pre-pod talk about it, when it goes off the rails, it stays off the rails.
Yeah.
But there was just a level of over-the-topness and ridiculousness that the 2013 version had that this movie could not, and you know, it wasn't trying to top it, but it didn't, in terms of, like, you know, with these types of horror films, where do you set the next bar, you know?
You do the Blob.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that was something new.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck why are they digging their hands in her body?
Yeah.
So
and then it came out looking like the Thing, dude. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I just want
I was talking to Griffin about this before you got on, man, and I wonder if you noticed it. I thought that the way that they had the Necronomicon showing each like the next creature or whatever, it gave me, like, big Hellraiser vibes, where they kind of repurpose the box to be like each one's a different thing, you know. I felt like he pulled some influence from that, which I thought was done nicely. I thought it was a cool way of making the book still kind of front and present, and the whole listening to those vinyls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how they did that. Like, why would we be listening to the records? Oh, you got this kid that makes beats and shit, and I enjoyed the story. I thought it had a really good.
Yes.
Like, the way everything gets introduced, the mom did a great job.
Yeah, she was
like
amazing.
Being the mom and whatever the fuck that was.
The Deadeye mom.
Yeah.
Now, my I don't know, the only two things that I was very like underwhelmed, I guess. I was underwhelmed by the ending, which we already talked about. But the other thing too is that even though I like the story going on, I didn't like the apartment building setting.
You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. I felt, and maybe it's just because when I think of Evil Dead, I'm just trained to immediately think cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a fresh idea, and I think that in order to make these franchise films like this, continue to progress and become better, is to experiment with different settings and locations. So I understand that, but it just this particular movie's setting just didn't really do it for me.
What was a good way to get trapped? It's like, why don't you just leave? Can't leave. Stuck on the floor.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about different flavors of weirdness here, but coming off of Inside, if you're gonna get trapped in a place, you got to go hard, man. Like that movie's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and at first, whenever they were talking about, the concept of it being in a skyrise and all this kind of stuff, I was immediately like turned off a little bit from that explanation. But like after seeing the execution, because I mean, the apartment building felt as big as the cabin to an extent. And like,
and so, and
the thing
so
that
so did the
let's keep in mind too that this movie they had no idea it was going to be released in theaters. So this was like a low budget kind of made for streaming.
Yeah. But did the book, as well as Unleashing the Evil Dead and everyone turning into demons and shit, did it transport them like their particular area to like another, like were they in, let's borrow from sci-fi, were they in a pocket dimension or something? Because all that went on, and we're to assume that all this crazy death, mayhem, and chaos, and like that other chick just didn't hear it. None of the floors could hear what was going on below or above them.
I mean, even if they could, they couldn't get to them. Like they were on the top.
I know that they were like, yeah, the stairs are out, so we can't. And that, for the trapping's sake. But this took place over the course of an evening, so I was like, did they just get? Because I mean, that's what I kind of rode with. I was like, okay, it create like the book itself creates. It's like wherever it's at, that evil that festers and shit. You know what I mean? Some stuff like that where it's.
Well, I think too that girl was on like the 4th or the 5th floor. Also, like in a city, in a building like that, you're gonna hear some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Is in a bad part of town. I didn't buy her living in that part of town. Y'all talking about the girl then? I was like, I don't think she'd be living in that building.
Yeah,
but
well, I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. But also, I feel like with the cabin, you have like more environment kind of that the Deadites are using to their advantage, right? So like, whenever you have the shutters, you have them bringing stuff to life, you have more of that happening. With it being in a high rise, you don't really have access to like the outside world and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like the idea of like the Deadites' way of fucking with them. It's kind of like
because you can't
cutting off.
Yeah, because one of the things with the cabin is even though you could technically get out of the cabin, like you wouldn't dare tread into the woods. Like we saw, what happened with that.
They kind of like tried to like, the elevator scene.
I saw the.
I was like, what's gonna happen here?
I felt like I was trying to watch. I felt like I was watching for more homages and nods than the actual movie. I will say that to my detriment.
Yeah. Well, and the first time, when we went to watch it in theaters, like, I don't know, I had that like awe where it's like it's an actual like Evil Dead movie. You know what I mean?
Like you're in the theater.
Yeah. And that's kind of like where I was at. And then on the second watch, like I paid a little bit more attention to everything that was going around, like the surroundings and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know. like the new kind of wore off on that second viewing so that I could pay more attention to it. And yeah, I mean but I always assume that like maybe it's not like a pocket dimension type thing, but it's more or less like the Deadites can kind of manipulate the world around that's happening. Because I mean, even in Ash versus Evil Dead, he would constantly they would fuck with him without
Yeah.
being there actually doing anything, and he would freak out. But it's kind of like when he would see something in the mirror, when he was banging that chick and then looked in the mirror and it was a Deadite, and then he looked back, he's freaking out and it's just the chick and all that. And it's like, okay, so there's different ways that these people are like fucking with people. Maybe that is just one of the ways that it's fucking with them, is where it kind of cuts them off from the outside world to an extent, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's kind of what I went with. I was just like, okay, so there's a little bit of reality warping of some sort going on. Because the whole thing is like, they break down that, everything's, these demons, they thrive in chaos and all that stuff. And what better way to fuck with you outside from the verbal stuff than to just like make you question what you're seeing and shit, that psychological element.
Yeah. I mean, the cheese grater though.
Ooh,
that was rough. That was the roughest part.
The fucking when she was gonna put that, I don't like people putting stuff in people's eyes. That's sitting there watching it like, oh, when she put that fucking those scissors up her nose and she pulled them out, like,
yeah.
I like how when you hit them with something like that, they'd fuck them up for a little bit.
Yeah, and then they'd be right back in it. Yeah. I like that one part. There was a couple of parts that I laughed where the kid with the records went in there. It's like, I tied her up. It's like, what? Why? Yeah. It's like, well, like mom came back to life and started fucking on us. I might as well tie this crazy bitch up too, like.
Mm-hmm. I didn't expect them all to get fucked up like that. I didn't think the kids would. But then I was like, well, they're older. I was like, they won't dare do the little one.
Yeah.
They danced around. They danced around.
Mommy wants your head.
Well, like for instance, I was telling Griffin, I was like, I had that moment where I was like, they really went there with a movie that they released in theaters when the sister was going after the youngest and she impales her through the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like it was that kind of movie moment, which I was expecting it at some point.
Yeah.
Kid's gonna need some therapy.
Stephanie, yeah, right. Yeah. Jesus.
Well, what would be interesting is, and maybe I'm really jumping some mental hurdles here, but the little kid's name was Cass. Cassie, but they kept calling him Cass. Cass sounds a little bit like Ash. Like you know what I mean? Like if you think about it, and it would be interesting if in this movie's timeline we're seeing the origin of like a version of Ash.
Yeah,
or Ash,
but he's fighting. She's fighting the Evil Dead since she was a fucking kid.
Yeah. Did y'all get the Bruce Campbell appearance? Did y'all catch it?
When did it happen?
One of the voices on the record.
I'll have to go back. I was thinking
it was one of the people yelling like,
yeah.
Oh, this is an outrage.
Yeah,
it's the Book of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I thought that the priest, the way he talked, reminded me. He reminded me of the priest that sends Ash on the quest to get the book in Army of Darkness.
Yeah, the wizard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Bruce Campbell reference I thought I caught was when she's got the shotgun and she goes, "Come get some."
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, that was definitely one. But so they firmly established that there's 3 different books, and I've watched that interview with Lee Cronin where he's like, the book in the 2013 version was different than the Necronomicon that Ash had, and this is the other book. So like okay, if you because like the way that they broke down the 2013 version was like they went back to the cabin, Ash's car was there, you know, he went back in time and all that stuff happened, right? So they could technically pull all three of the books together and the stars, and the people
Yeah.
that survived from everything and do like a final showdown with the Deadites if they really wanted to do that,
Including Bruce Campbell.
What seems to be the case is that Army of Darkness is the most important film in the
Yes.
series.
Yeah.
And it's arguably the funniest.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a comedy.
Action pack. Yeah. Action comedy.
Horror. And so it would be interesting if they have to go back to that medieval era because they've got to, like a nip it in the bud type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do some shit where it's like we're gonna make one reality, none of that kind of crap. Because I know multiverse is outplayed, but have it to where it's like, no, we go back. They all act like they actually have someone remember the words. They get the right book, and then when they open it, they're all transported back to their respective timelines, but everything's okay.
Yeah.
Like what happened, but it's a bright sunny day. Walk off into the sunset. Job's done.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine like a time hopping Evil Dead where you've got, because Ash versus Evil Dead ended like in the future, right? So, like, could you imagine that he's assembling the Avengers? You know what I mean? Like,
what would be intense would be if the Evil Dead amongst all the branch timelines is all like a hive mind, like it's just the same thing.
Yeah, it's one entity. It's the Borg. Yeah.
Or no, like get even more hardcore because it's chaos. Have it just to where like the mother demon in Rise is the damn the one that's singing to Ash from the first movie when she's like locked in the cellar or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they could do some crazy stuff if they really, really wanted to. And like, I mean, Bruce Campbell has came out recently and been like, yeah, I kind of already miss playing Ash at this point, and like I saw a breakdown where it was like there was a comic that was written forever ago where it was Army of Darkness and Ash had to fight against the like leader or the head Deadeye or whatever that was like it's called the Faceless One or something like that, and it was the one that they actually cut the skin off of to make the original book with.
That's dope.
Yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking like how cool would it be if like they have like that's the thing that's puppeteering everything behind the scenes, and they have to shut that motherfucker down. And like they
have to or take the concept of kind of like how Scarlet Witch has to go burn out all the dark holds and all the realities.
Yeah.
Like kind of going back to them ending up in medieval times, they go back or even further back and they prevent the Necronomicon from being even created, and then they just stop the evil there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting if they got a good enough script together to do one final hoorah that would like tie in Ash versus Evil Dead 2013, 2023, like it, everything kind of rolls it up into one neat, nice. And if they do that, they're gonna have to do it within like the next 5 years. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, I would even argue, and I don't know if there's ever been any interviewers asked Rami about it, but I kind of want. I've always kind of want a group Drag Me to Hell as like a spiritual continuation of Evil Dead in a way.
Yeah.
Because like, because there's this idea that I have where it's like when Ash picked the wrong book He let the evil out already.
Yeah.
So it's permeated throughout, like have it to where the curses the curse that got put on the woman and Drag Me to Hell. You have it to where that's just another form of saying the same shit from the books to summon the Deadites.
Yeah. I mean,
you could even go like biblical shit too, where the stuff is like it's phrases that like Solomon used to like summon demons to build stuff in the that whole little like rabbit hole like interpretation of stuff.
Yeah.
Had a little bit more to add to Rise. Whenever she throws up and she's like, "It's inside of me."
Oh yeah.
Don't let it take my babies. And then when she was laying there, and the phone rung.
Oh my God!
It was the voicemail, playing the voicemail. And then you could hear her. She's like, "I'm burning.
Yeah.
Please help me. I'm burning." I was like, "That's fucking wild." Like,
yeah.
I enjoyed the movie, dude. And it may be because I haven't seen the other one, and I don't know, 10 years.
Yeah, right.
I think I enjoyed this one more. I'd have to go back and watch that other one again. All I remember is, "Let me suck your cock, pretty boy." That's all I remember. And the thing in the bathroom. But I think it's kind of funny that 2013, 2023.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
Are we looking at a 2033? I mean, how old is
well,
Bruce
like,
Campbell?
Well, 2013. My thing with it was like, I guess because it was this movie didn't have any of the tropes of a cabin in like locked in the woods type of movie. This movie went the Vin Diesel route.
Bam.
And
well, it started with a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And you could tell it was one of those Airbnb cabins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way it looked, it was like, a little Airbnb. That drone shot was awesome because I was like, "Oh, fuck, it's already out."
Yeah, it's fucking people up already. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh." I
love that I love that sequence where she's reading and the girl on the bed starts reading what you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Had some creepy shit.
Yeah.
And not like after I watched it, I was like, "Oh, I can't sleep with the lights off." But just when you see just uneasy creepiness, it's like, "Oh, that's fucking creepy." Like when she's eating that glass and she swallowed it.
Oh my.
Well, the things, and the creepier parts for me in the film were definitely some of the stuff that gets said, like some of that, every time she's talking to the sister, it's always like, you groupie slut, or
dude, her banging her head on that door.
Yeah.
And then when the other girl got possessed, she was out there like excited because she could hear her in there killing somebody. I was like, "Oh, that's wild." The guy did a good job, man. I mean, to be some unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy ain't got shit under his belt, really, when you look at it.
I mean, it's a silly goose, man.
A bunch of shorts.
And this movie did really great at the box office.
It did.
I've been seeing articles pop up where it's like, if you like movies like Evil Dead and you've seen all of them, here's some other movies that you may be interested in. And it's like, I haven't seen I haven't seen any negative reviews of the movie, but I have seen people that have like problem. Like one of the things that I saw was like there was too much foreshadowing in the movie. And I'm sitting here like, is that like, did you guys? I didn't feel that way. Where it was like,
no, but that kind of always happens in all of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
I mean that's a part of Evil Dead.
Yeah,
and I mean, yeah, you nailed it.
You know what I mean? Like knowing that something's gonna happen, it's like, "Oh God, here it comes."
Well, and it's like he was saying that's like, okay, whenever they get in there and it's like she's working on the tattoo gun, wonder when that's going to pop back up. Oh, this kid is like with the turntables. I hope they don't find a record. Oh, guess what we found? I
didn't even think about that happening.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah. I'm just sitting.
Well, when it's that in your face, clearly it's just being used to be like, this is going to set up something.
Yeah, they're showing it ahead of time. But it's like, oh, they just happen to have a turntable. No, that kid was in there fucking. And that's a thing now. Kids do that shit. Like,
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I could see this movie fall.
Son.
I can definitely see this film falling under the overanalyzation category.
Her blood infected the other one. Why didn't any of the other blood infect the others?
Yeah, right.
I thought that. The girl had, when they came out of that elevator, she had blood in her eye. She got fucking blood in her eye. You could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, but I was like, it don't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like, nah, it didn't happen like that.
Well, and also, like, did the blood elevator thing actually happen? You know what I mean? Like, or was that the Deadites just fucking with them? You know what I mean? Like, so.
Well,
but yeah,
when she was under the thing and they were going through it, she got blood all over. Like, there was a lot of blood.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I didn't like see that and be like, oh, fuck this movie because of that,
Yeah. But all in all, I mean,
I think the ideas that they tried to execute in the movie were good ideas. My only personal thing was I just was like, Sky Rise, okay, whatever.
But you knew that going in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it didn't ruin the movie for me. I was just like it was an observation more than a.
Had they not been upfront about that, and I started watching this movie, I'd be like, where the fuck are we? What's this?
Yeah.
If it would have just been like, bam, we're in a building, Chicago, New York, you name it. I don't think they ever said, no, it was Los Angeles.
It was LA.
City of Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California.
But yeah, man, just because of that little thing from me though, man, I still think the movie's a banger.
Yeah. I mean, I gave it the pre-star. I'm giving it, officially a full star. And like, I've watched it twice now. Don't regret watching it. And I'm definitely throwing it in the Evil Dead rotation. Like, if I sit down and watch all the Evil Dead shit, minus Ash versus Evil, not because of it's not good, just because of like how long it is to watch all of it. I'm definitely throwing this on the pot. I mean, we've got 5 really good horror movies.
You know? And this franchise, I give it a star as well. This franchise is it's a gem where all the sequels have not been terrible.
No.
Like, some are better than others, but the overall franchise is still very strong, I would say.
And that's hard to do considering how many people it's spread out amongst. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know who did the 2013 one, but it wasn't Sam Raimi, was it?
No, it was
somebody else that came along.
It was Alvarez, I believe.
That might be the thing, dude. I think you're right. That might be the thing, dude. Every 10 years, we'll get another. That's a good time to wait.
Oh, yeah.
It really didn't feel like it had been that long, but boy, time flies. You say you give it a star, Trav?
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a star. 3 stars.
What the? It gets the coveted. It gets the coveted golden real estate Necronomicon.
Yeah. It was great, man, and it just leaves it. It adds that much more to the lore, and they could do something crazy with it if they wanted to. Like it's
why they left it open.
It's definitely a movie and a franchise where if you can just let the people that can make it, let them finish cooking.
Well, hear me out.
Yeah.
Cruise ship.
Evil Dead Cruise. Cool. God damn.
I mean, dude, you talk about chaos.
Yeah.
That shit gets loose on a boat.
Yeah.
Or or an Evil Dead movie where they take the cabin aspect, but they put it in like Alaska or like heavy snow landscape. Like not only having the
type shit, where
not
it's
even
dark all
not
the
even
time.
Yeah, dude.
Ain't no power.
Yeah,
cold.
Like
you can't go outside. It's dark and it's
or
cold.
Even
you'll freeze to death. You'll lose your phone.
Or even creepier during the time of year where there's like the midnight sun and shit going on.
Yeah. Great movie.
Great. I will always break for Evil Dead, man.
Yeah. It's worth a Google, you know? But we got a little bit of movie news if you want to hit on this real quickly. Jesus Christ. Hold on. So Schwarzenegger's Triplets movie is dead and the Legend of Conan is unlikely. So Schwarzenegger was meant to be bringing back two of his most iconic movies for belated sequels, with twins continuation Triplets and action adventure The Legend of Conan. However, it seems that neither movie is currently in development, with Triplets having been scrapped following the death of Ivan Reitman, and the Conan the Barbarian follow-up stuck in a rights limbo. While speaking with the Hollywood Reporter, Schwarzenegger revealed in his usual candid style exactly where both projects are right now, which is not in a good place. He said Jason Reitman fucked it up. Jason Reitman literally stopped the project when his father died. His father wanted to do it really badly. I wanted to do it really badly. Danny DeVito wanted to do it really badly. We had the financing. When his father passed away, Jason says, I never liked the idea and put a hold on it. I'm developing another movie with Danny. He's so much fun to work with and so talented. Although it has been a little while since the sequel to the 1988 hit comedy has been discussed, fans were still hopeful that the movie was just on a bit of a back burner following the death of Reitman. While it now seems that Triplets is off the cards, at least Schwarzenegger is keen on working on a different project with DeVito instead. Turning his attention to the long-delayed Conan sequel, Schwarzenegger had a little more hopeful, but only a little. He said, it's been pending for the last 10 years. Frederick Malmberg owns the rights. He comes to me and says, oh, I have a deal with Netflix. And when we ask Netflix, they don't know anything about it. It's one of those crazy things. I hope he figures it out. I think you do it like Unforgiven, where you play the age, where a great script out there that John Millis wrote and others have written one. The story is there. There are directors who want to do it, but he has the rights. And until he sells the rights for one or two movies or the franchise, there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, here's the thing. Conan is in public domain. So technically, they could make
like 1936.
Yeah. They could, they could make a legacy sequel to the Schwarzenegger Conan movie, as long as they don't reference things that are directly, you know what I'm saying? They could do it.
They'd have to poo it up a bit, but
yeah, Christopher Robin.
But with the other one, I mean, that's Reitman's right.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Like I heard one time that it was going to be Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Eddie Murphy. Now, that could be something. But also, it's like, who? I mean, without the dad around.
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be Eddie Murphy and Tracy Morgan. I'll make a movie with Mel Gibson.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you got to get Danny McBride involved, right? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, not as one, like, have him write it. You know what I mean?
That would be great.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Well, you kind of have to go for that style of comedy now.
Yeah.
That newer 21 Jump Street, Danny McBride, like.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it. Leave Korean Jesus alone.
They could play it up to where, like, the younger kid, the younger brothers or whatever, has that type of like sense of humor and stuff, and Schwarzenegger and DeVito their characters don't understand that humor. You know what I mean?
They definitely play the straight guys.
Yeah, and you could really ham that up in a big way, but like, anyway.
I could just hear he's like, we're brothers, and he's like, we're not even the same age,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, God. All right, Tom Hanks believes he'll keep acting after death thanks to AI. So the presence of AI in the film industry has become one of the most important debates in recent months, and Tom Hanks offers his opinion on it. In the midst of the Hollywood writers' strike, and with many studios considering using technological tools to advance their projects, the issue of AI is becoming more and more relevant each day. Next year, Hanks will reteam with Forrest Gump director Robert Zemeckis and hear a film that will use deepfake technology to rejuvenate the actor. Audience will be able to see something similar this year with the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, for which James Mangold's team artificially rejuvenated Harrison Ford for the opening sequence. That is why Tom anticipates that at the end of an actor's career will no longer have to do with his death and that he could continue acting after that thanks to AI and deepfake. Anybody can now recreate themselves at any age they are by the way of AI or deepfake technology. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow and that's it, but performances can go on and on and on and on. Outside of the understanding of AI and deepfake, there'll be nothing to tell you that it's not me and me alone, and it's going to have some degree of lifelike quality. That's certainly an artistic challenge, but it's also a legal one. Here's based on Richard McGuire's graphic novel by the same name, published in 2014. Follows different characters that inhabit the same room through the years, making the space the main story of the star. I've heard about this, but it kind of like fell off. But I guess it's happening with Zemeckis, so that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks is going to be a national treasure forever, apparently.
Now, remember before, I don't want to get into the whole AI conversation again because we've literally done that the last 2 podcasts. But I will say this: it's going to take some training to get a performance like a Leonardo DiCaprio or you know what I mean?
Right.
And it can be done, but you know, it'll have to learn a lot to.
Yeah.
Because like, how do you word like?
Yeah.
How do you write that out? Like you have to, you know, perform like you just have to let it watch all that stuff, and then give it cues like, lean into this a little bit more, a little mixture of this, like.
Yeah.
But it'll eventually be there for sure.
Yeah. I think one thing that people aren't taking into consideration is their legacy. So
yeah,
whenever you, I mean, like think
You're
about
gonna
it.
be in some trash movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, whenever you look at one of the greats, you know, that has already passed on, and you can look back and say, okay, like the majority of their catalog is like A+ bangers. They
Especially
have one
when
or
they
two
die
here.
young.
Yeah, yeah. They have one or two here to there that's kind of like man, but mostly has a pretty good, you know, batting average when it comes to like what they're doing out here. But if you have forever to be in movies, then like that kind of kills the significance of the movie star.
Yeah. Again.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The second death.
So
Streaming killed the first one.
Yeah, and AI could kill the
because
third
someone
one.
still has to do the performance. Like they're deep faking, they're changing the voice. So people are going to win awards for mocap,
sounding like them. Yeah, and mocap. Yeah.
Well, they'll have the deep fake will be able
Yeah,
to.
they'll
The
have the
voice
deep
changer
fake
will do
voice.
it. Like
Yeah,
but someone's going to have to move the body and the eyes because it ain't too good at moving eyes for some reason.
Yeah, no soul. You know what I mean? It's no soul. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. It kind of sucks, man, because like, I mean, take one of your favorite actors, like you're saying, Leo, for example. Like,
yeah,
I mean, he's got a pretty pristine track record for the most part.
I don't think he'll sign that right over.
I don't think he will either. But imagine if he did, or imagine if there was something in place to where it's like it don't matter once you're dead. Like we copyright the character that looks like you. Therefore, the character can look and sound exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like some weird legal loophole bullshit. And it's like, yeah, but like we don't need a sequel to What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Like, you know, like let's be fair here. So, but yeah, I think the longevity and the legacy is going to go completely out the window. And it's like at that point, yeah, your family will be set up for life because of like they'll be able to make money off of your name and your likeness. But is it worth the trash that you may be in?
You'll be in some like toilet paper commercials and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's stopping me from deep faking a porno?
Nothing.
Just saying. Exactly.
That's where all this is going, man. They've actually changed the word too. They don't like to call it deep fake. They call it something else. Because when you hear deep fake, you think porn. So they're trying to get away from that.
Yeah.
They had this thing where they can do it live. I can't remember what show it was. I saw a clip in an article. I think it was like America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent. They had a guy come out there and stand in there performing in front of these cameras, and they put Elvis's face on him. And on the screen behind him, he looked like Elvis, but it was just some dude that didn't even look like him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of, you can do it live. Like,
that's insane, that's cool, man. Yeah.
It's cool to watch it grow.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man.
Writing a script is one thing. A performance is another. I will say.
Yeah. And capturing the spirit of like what the actor was like. I don't know, man. Yeah.
The soul.
The soul. Yeah. The soul. But yeah, next up here, Batista to star as a dying assassin who puts a hit on himself in action movie The Killer's Game. So Batista will lead the action comedy The Killer's Game, starring as a legendary assassin who puts a hit on himself. As revealed in a report by Deadline, The Killer's Game will be directed by J.J. Perry, who recently made his directorial debut with vampire action flick Day Shift, starring Jamie Foxx. That's okay. I'm okay. The Killer's Game will go to market at the Cannes Film Festival and possesses the sort of action comedy synopsis that dreams are made of. Based on Jay Bonansinga's novel of the same name, The Killer's Game will follow Batista as a veteran assassin named Joe Flood after being diagnosed with a terminal illness. Joe orders a hit on himself in order to avoid the pain that he is now destined to endure. After ordering the hit, Joe finds out that he has been misdiagnosed and must now fend off the army of former colleagues and fellow assassins trying to kill him. The Killer's Game has been written by Rand Rovich and Simon Kinberg and will be produced by Andrew Lazar and of Mad Chance alongside Endurance Media's Steve Richards. We're so thrilled to be making The Killer's Game with Lionsgate and Endurance, said Lazar of the project. We have searched far and wide and we finally found the perfect Joe Flood in Dave Batista, who balances compelling action and incredible comic timing better than anyone else. And with J.J. Perry at the helm, we know this film will deliver the kind of wholly original and unique action that global audiences crave.
Sounds like a silly good time.
Yeah, dude. It reminds me of Bullet Train kind of. You know what I mean? And then that Day Shift was not bad for the first outing for a new director. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm kind of on board for this. Like, and Batista,
He's got the
we need
chops,
more.
dude.
Yeah, he does.
He's got him. He can do serious action, comedy.
I think for each movie role he does, it gets another wrinkle.
His head?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard, though.
I think it was a side effect of the jab.
I mean, is his brain growing through his skull?
Like that before. What happened?
I know, right?
I think as his career gets bigger, his head gets bigger. And it's wrinkling the top of his head. Or is all that shit he had to wear during Guardians?
No, dude. Whenever he goes in for a performance, it's smooth head. Yeah. By the end of the day, it's wrinkle head. And those are the takes that he was the best. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the top of his head looks like one of those bald cats.
It does. With them Siamese cats. Yeah, for sure. Next up here, Al Pacino, Viggo Mortensen, John Travolta, Shia LaBeouf, and more join David Mamet's JFK mob thriller. Assassination, an upcoming project written and directed by Pulitzer Prize winner David Mamet, has just announced its stellar cast with the likes of Oscar winner Al Pacino, Oscar nominee Viggo Mortensen, nominee Travolta, Shia LaBeouf, signing on to the JFK thriller. As revealed by Deadline, the likes of Bird Box and high star Rebecca Pidgeon and Golden Globe nominated singer Courtney Love will also join Pacino and the rest of these A-list names in the movie, which is all set to be launched at the Cannes market. While details of their roles remain under wraps for now, it's been revealed that Assassination will be another retelling of the assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy, only this time it will be told from the point of view of the mob. The movie will frame the murder as a hit ordered Chicago mob kingpin Sam Giancana as payback for JFK attempt to undermine the mob after they helped him get elected. The theory that the murder of JFK was carried out as a retaliation by the Chicago mob and that it was, in fact, the mob that helped get Kennedy elected in the first place has been a popular one for some time and was even addressed director Oliver Stone's Academy Award winning film JFK in 91. No doubt Assassination will give audiences further insight into the idea while filling the screen with were sure to be some of the very powerful performances from some of the most talented actors of all time. Are they going to cast Vigo as JFK?
Oh, he'll be a mob guy.
Oh, you think
he's
so?
got a pretty well. I mean, you know that one.
Oh
movie,
yeah,
he's pretty good.
Yeah,
and then you got hoo-ah,
like, yeah. We're gonna kill that motherfucker. It's like, God, calm down.
Assassinate him.
Yeah.
I wonder if David Mamet ever says, God, Mamet. But that's the guy that wrote Glenn Ross.
Oh.
So he'd been around.
Okay.
He got some titles under his belt.
Yeah. I mean,
it
should be good.
Oh, dude, yeah, I like the shit like that. It's cool to see it from that point of view, the mob,
yeah.
I mean, you might as well hit up old De Niro and Joe Pesci in there because I watched that JFK series and stuff, and his dad went around, got the mob to come out and vote for him, get him elected in places and then he didn't do well. Dad didn't tell him he did that until he got elected, and it was like. You gotta do a couple of favors, you know?
Yeah. You did what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up here, Skeleton Crew brings the Goonies to the Star Wars universe. The 1980s was a great time for adventure movies with children as their primary cast, so much so that provided the backbone of Netflix hit Stranger Things almost 4 decades later. Now it looks like Star Wars is about to take some inspiration from that era with Skeleton Crew. First project in the franchise to have a group of kids at the heart of its story, which has earned its comparisons to one of the most loved adventure movies of all time, The Goonies. Skeleton Crew brings Jude Law into the Star Wars franchise, but despite being the big name star of the new Disney Plus series, he is aware that the show is doing something unlike any other franchise offering to date by showing the world of Star Wars through the eyes of children. This is what Law told Empire. There's something really smart about what co-creators Chris Ford and John Watts did by bringing the focus onto children. Seeing this galaxy, this world that we've all grown up loving, and the jeopardy that divides the heroes, the villains through the eyes of children is brilliant. Similar to the set of The Goonies, the collective of youngsters that take center stage in Skeleton Crew will all have their own personalities and attributes to bring to the story, and that is something that Ford and Watts spent a lot of time looking for when casting for the show and getting the feel of an old Amblin movie like E.T. This is what Ford had to say. You're casting for their essence. That's so weird. Why the fuck would you say that?
That is a strange thing to say.
What the fuck? You're casting for their essence, but overall, they're all kids who are looking for an adventure. Mm-hmm. To them, their planet is normal and they want more, but it's not always a good thing to want. The way Kathleen Kennedy explained Amblin to us was that they never thought of those as kids movies. They just happen to have kids. So all the stakes are as real as possible. The kids think they're in Andor. What the fuck? Essence.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, dude. I think that Ford needs to back off a couple of steps here. It's a little too much.
He can probably write it. He can't be in a room with kids.
Yeah.
I would like to label the essence.
Yeah.
Jude Law's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Quit being a fucking weirdo, man.
So,
It's like,
Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
With kids.
It's a bunch of kids. Okay.
Which, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm game to check it out. Right? Because, like, if they can capture the heart and the spirit of, like, I mean, I didn't want to say it, okay? But if they
have kids, you got to have kids to have kids for a movie with kids in it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if they're able to capture like some of the charm that like Stranger Things has, you know what I mean? Like they don't have to capture it perfectly, but if they can capture some of the heart that Stranger Things has, then I think that it'll be, you know, decent.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't fuck it up, right? And like, all right, let's see what Chris Ford and is John Watts the guy that did Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but they should have never put Goonies in the title. That's
yeah. All right, Chris Ford is known for he's a writer for Chaos Walking, Spider-Man Homecoming, Clown. Whoa, okay. Cop Car, that movie with Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some weird. There wasn't a lot of essence in that movie. The Clovich Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Clown was a weird film.
I mean, that was like his first.
I mean,
like actual writing gig.
We'll see if this actually gets made.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they might start putting shit together, and it's like,
yeah, too much essence.
It's way too much.
They got to bring it down a notch.
For some reason, I can't help but think, you know, with them going the Goonies route and, you know, everybody having their own distinct personalities and whatnot, it would be an interesting take if the show followed a group of friends like that, or a group of kids that become friends, and, you know, they all have their various backstories, and one of them is a youngling that survived Order 66. They just lost their lightsaber, you know?
That can be cool. Yeah.
But imagine,
I mean, there's cool possibilities, but
yeah. Well, here's what I'm thinking though. Okay, like they're saying they're all on a planet or whatever. Like, imagine like the Lost Boys, not the movie, the Lost Boys from Peter Pan, right? Okay. On a spaceship, like just going through space. You know what I mean?
And good connection, because I think Jude Law's in that new Peter Pan movie. I think he plays a Hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Right?
Yeah.
Or if they do something where they roll up on a droid factory and it's straight up like Island of Lost Toys, you know?
Yeah, that's like that would be more interesting in my opinion, where it's like they're on a spaceship by themselves. Maybe Jude Law's there for whatever reason. Like he's kind of like piloting the ship, and they're like, you know, they're doing this stuff, and it's like then they have this whole moral quandary where it's like, are we helping? Are we hurting? Like what? And you could visit different planets and visit different species and all this kind of stuff, and it'd be kind of cool, you know.
Or they could just, or they could go full essence and make it go Lord of the Flies.
Too much essence, Trav. Too much essence.
Sorry, I opened the wrong. Disney Plus. I opened the wrong cap on the shaker.
You open the side that's the pour side, not the shake side.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Too much salt.
Yeah, all the salt.
When the teaspoon becomes a tablespoon.
All right, last up here, Pedro Pascal to star in horror epic from Barbarian filmmaker Zach Krieger. So, Pedro Pascal is set to star in Weapons, the upcoming horror feature from Barbarian writer and director Zach Krieger. Plot details for the film are being kept under wraps, but The Hollywood Reporter shared that the film is described as a multi- and interrelated story horror epic that tonally is in the vein of Magnolia, the 1999 actor cram showcase from filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson. The film landed at New Line following an intense bidding war that stemmed from the success Krieger's directorial debut. Bar- Barbarian was released September the 9th, 2022, and quickly won over audiences and critics. The film grossed 10 times its $4.5 million production cost. In November, Krieger revealed that he was working on the script for his next horror movie. He shared, I'm staying now at a friend's house on the East Coast in a secluded cabin, and I'm writing it, and it's coming along. I'm not there yet, but I'm making way more progress than I don't know where you've heard me say that, but every day is getting better and better. So, yes, I am awesome. Feeling very positive. Krieger will produce the film alongside Barbarian collaborators Roy Lee of Vertigo and J.D. Lifshitz, what a name, and Raphael.
You what? You what?
Yeah, and Raphael Marguelis of Boulder Light Pictures. Mary Yoon of Vertigo will also produce. The film will be distributed worldwide by Warner Brothers. Production for Weapons is set to begin this fall. I mean, Barbarian.
I bet he's got to go from A to B with a child. Like, is it one of those walk-in shows?
Yeah, it's like, here we go again.
I want to see some action.
I'm interested.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Let's get an action, Pedro.
I don't think we've seen Pedro in horror, have we? No. Horror Pedro?
No, Pedro.
I mean,
well, you could technically call The Last of Us horror.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, he did get his eyes popped out.
He did.
Game of Thrones, so that was pretty horrific right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm excited for it though, man.
Well, after hearing the pitch, he's on board.
So, oh yeah, he's like,
oh, it is a horror movie.
Yeah,
I would like to see Pascal and some other up and coming actors do the next big Apollo 13 movie where they're in space, but it's not like science fiction. It's, it's more plausible,
Yeah. Well, all right, you get Pedro in there, you get Javier Bardem in there, you get Christoph Waltz in there, you know what I'm saying?
Christoph Waltz, Leo's the captain. Christoph Waltz is the physicist. Javier Bardem is co-pilot. Pedro Pascal is comms and like engineer.
You go play it on my soft hog.
Dude, I would love that. And we get the chick from Us. The mom.
Us.
We get her in.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Us. I was like, the TV show?
Nah. Get her in there. Diggity down.
And maybe this is a stretch, but have Andrew Lincoln play NASA's, like, he's Houston.
Ground control?
Yeah. So, does he have the Texas accent?
Yes, he sounds like Rick Grimes. He's like, you're trying to tell me your thrusters are down up there.
Oh, that's true.
Dude, he could pull it off. Clean cut hair, white shirt, tie. You know how they all dress.
Yeah. Short sleeve. We got to get a man up there.
Like they have him.
What are you, a fucking Mormon?
Yeah, have him in like.
You know what I mean? Like,
have him in a room talking with the top brass, and he's like, "You mean to tell me I've got to tell 5 of my astronauts that they're going to be up there? They're going to die in space."
I mean, that's basically what we're saying.
John Berthal goes, "Rick, let me tell you something."
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are the odds of this?
He's gonna rub the back of his head.
I'm gonna put Bernthal on that ship and have him get the space madness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he's the medic.
Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. Yeah.
He's got a Boston accent.
Where'd you put the goddamn stim packs?
We could write it. First time writer directors want to cast Javier Bardem, Pedro Pascal,
like,
Christoph
Waltz. They're like, do you think that's a little It's a good script. It's a good script.
Yeah,
they're gonna love the script. It's a great script.
Oh, how about this? Sam Jackson plays a physicist opposite of Christoph Waltz, that tells them before they they leave. He goes, "Man, y'all don't need to be fucking up there by the moon." And then he's the one that's got to help put the math together to get him to come back home.
But it's like the same character from Jurassic Park.
You gotta carry the one, motherfucker.
According to Buzz Aldrin, there was ships up there watching them when they were there.
I mean,
I wasn't on the moon, but he was, and that's what he said.
Yeah.
Before you guys click on this trailer, look at that thumbnail. Look at that necklace she's wearing.
Yeah, what is...
It's a racetrack with little race cars on it.
I thought it was like a Black Panther, like Wakanda Forever necklace for a second there. I was
no,
like,
it's Dale Earnhardt Forever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Raise Hell, Praise Dale 3's up.
Well, I'm ready for this.
Yeah. I've been wondering when it was Gemstone season again.
Well, COVID shut it down. You know, the last one came out way after, and then finally they got to get back on track. It's like,
yeah.
I wish they would release all of this shit at once.
I know.
I hate waiting to watch the
you
next week.
You
I want it.
You want it to be binge worthy.
I'll sit there and watch it. I'll start it and finish it.
Yeah.
This show has replay value.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do it. Oh, June 18th.
Coming around the bend.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Thousands of years.
Oh God.
Zahn? Zan or Zahn?
I think it goes by both.
Budget went up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
3 Comma Club?
I mean, it looks on par, man.
I'm down.
What's the name of this film? Abruptio. Don't know what it's about, but it's good to go.
Rich Fuller.
Is this some
dropped
stop
this on Twitter?
This some stop motion?
This is that motherfucker's using my damn.
I see that.
I thought it was me. I was like, I didn't comment on that.
I did too. I thought it was.
Fucking the man with the hands, the ape.
Yeah.
Bob Fossil dropped this on Twitter the other day and was like, "This movie's out." So I'm guessing he's in it somehow. And when I was like, "What's that?" and I clicked on it, and I was like, "Whoa, drop it!" You know?
Yeah. Well, look at the voice talents here: James Marsden, Hannah Mae Lee, Jordan Peele, Christopher McDonald, Robert Englund, Darren Damborough, Rich Fuller, Sid Haig. Okay. His final roles. In one of his final roles. Okay.
All right.
Right,
Let's peep it. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. She looks like she's got issues. Whoa.
What the fuck?
This looks like something he would work on.
Yeah. What the fuck
We'll
did
put
we
that in
just
and check it
watch?
out, right?
I mean, what the fuck,
at least gotta
dude?
get a longer trailer or something.
Yeah. Less hackle.
And I've got a bomb in my neck.
Yeah, just like everyone else. It's like, what? Surrounded?
But they're out in the open.
But they're surrounded.
Ready when y'all are.
I'm always a sucker for Western.
Yeah.
Probably won't be as good as that Western trailer we saw last week, but
I know, right?
3, 2, 1, play.
Mm-hmm.
I got him. Is that the chick from Black Panther?
Yeah.
It's Chalky White. It's probably one of his last movies. It is his last movie.
Looks something.
Chalky White.
Mending the line. Mend the line. Love isn't always on time. No, no, no.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Damn. Oh, shit. Well, PTSD movie.
Yeah.
What was that one they had? Was it Brothers? Where the one
Think
came
so.
back from the war and his wife was banging his brother?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a vet that's gonna.
Who's going to teach him how to fish?
Should have been J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. A little bit different than being in Afghanistan, but sure. Oh, they're fly fishing.
Yep.
People that fly fish make their own little bait things. You ever seen them do that?
Mm-mm.
Like they make them. You put feathers in it. And
crazy.
I follow a guy on TikTok.
It looks like a solid drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lime. Pollen.
It's a motherfucker.
It's like Creep Show and what's that other movie? The Green Knight had a baby.
I mean, do we have to watch this? I mean, we live it every year.
I've had my ass kicked several times this year by it.
Yeah, same. Oh man. But I mean, hey, is there anything more terrifying than that white dust or that yellow dust that settles on your car? You can't even see through the windshield.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mowed Saturday and I'm off anyway.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Olin.
This is gonna be silly. I mean,
it might be like men. Uh-huh.
yeah, it's like, man, look here.
Ooh.
Okay. It is like, man.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing a little Claritin can't fix. Strange.
I mean, I'll check it out. Does she bang the tree guy though?
I think that's what happened.
Oh,
she
makes
got
sense.
pollen baby.
Pollen baby.
Crop dusted.
Pollination, man.
Oh, another Western.
About to do it.
Look at this guy.
Give me a bass line.
That's one thing I always look for. Bad teeth, and that dude's got them.
Yeah, right.
When you see pearly whites in a Western, it's like, come on, dude, at least rub something on them. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. It's been a slow week for trailers. This dude fucks. Thaddeus Vincent. These guys look like they play in Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah. You might as well add it. Might as well add it to the check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a bare knuckle boxer, fastest gun in the world. What can he do?
I mean,
procreate.
Give him a copper steel and see what he can brew.
Like that's what being cowboys about, staying above the snakes.
It sounded like they had the Moonshiners music in the background of the whole trailer. Yeah.
What will happen to the boys this week?
If they don't make their shine. Sound of Freedom. Jesus.
It's got Jesus in it.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
I mean, let's fucking rock this.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Exactly. He would make a movie about this, like.
Yeah.
That guy looks like a petter ass.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. I don't know about this one. Like,
yeah.
Florida recently passed a law that pedophiles will be eligible for the death penalty.
I mean,
I think they should do that across the board.
Yeah. That shit looks sad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Jim Caviezel. I think his performance in it's going to be great and everything, but like, I don't know, man. That's more fucked up than, you know what I mean? Like, it's real and it's fucking fucked up. So,
well, you know what ain't real? Extraction 2. It's just gonna be a mindless. This is gonna be an action movie right here. I didn't know they were making another one. Did the brothers come back?
I think so.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. So now he's Dexter. Mm-hmm. Could tell that it's green screen.
Yeah.
You're fucked. Damn. The way he dropped him on that treadmill.
Yeah.
Man.
I watched the first. I watched part of the first Extraction movie. I didn't watch. I started at about 15, 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was watching it, and I showed up and finished watching it.
It wasn't terrible.
No.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that Extraction 2 is supposed to have like a 15 to 20 minute long. That prison sequence.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be like one continuous, like 15-minute shot.
We saw a clip of that.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Then it was just the same shot. It was badass. Like.
Mm-hmm. So I may revisit that first one just to watch this second one, so I get the full. You know what I mean? Because I mean, action movie, family. You know what I'm
saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, man.
Trav.
Yeah.
They broke Fast X into 3 different parts to tell the finale of the Fast and the Furious. So Fast X is part 1. Then we're going to get Fast XX, and then Fast XXX.
Triple X with Vin Diesel? What? No.
So, I mean, it's coming to an end. Family.
But dude. 3 more movies.
But I mean, it's gonna be like you hit the brakes like 20 feet before you hit the stop sign, and it's just sliding but still going.
I mean, a helicopter picks it up.
Yeah. A giant magnet comes down. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Jim Caviezel catches him as the cop.
Okay, so
this is
I haven't seen this trailer, but I've seen screenshots from this.
Yeah. So this is a weird fucking teaser because it's 34 seconds, but it was too strange not to drop. Like,
yeah, it's a super weird, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
The logo looks like a cross between Where the Wild Things Are and Men in Black.
Yep. All right, 3, 2, whoop. What'd
I
you
was
say?
just saying I'm ready. I'm just saying I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
Eternal Sunshine. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is like
She's
the
a
City of Lost
producer.
Children.
Sold.
Yeah. Oh. So she's like a Frankenstein or something? Can't wait for a full trailer.
It's like a Terry Gilliam.
It does look strange. Like,
I gotta see who this filmmaker is. Yargos Lanthimos. Okay, he did, and I haven't watched any of these. I've wanted to, but he did The Lobster, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Dogtooth. He did a bunch of A24 stuff.
a dog.
So, yeah. Yeah, he wrote The Lobster. He wrote The Killing of a Sacred Deer. So, yeah, he's worked on a lot of A24 stuff. So, I'm interested. If that's good, might go back, you know?
Yeah.
So, is this like an actual movie about
This is the biopic about the
the
janitor
flaming?
that came up with the idea to make Cheetos hot, and now is made big money, made him like a part of the company.
I mean, janitor, dude. I'm kind of okay. I'm interested. Let's see what this trailer does for me.
What's funny is I saw a poster for it, and you know that the painting where he's touching the finger.
Yeah,
It's him touching a really big finger, like a hand, and it's covered in Cheeto dust. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
But all right, 3, 2, 1, play. I mean, did I say Eva Longoria?
Yeah.
Y'all ever had corn like that?
Yeah.
That's so fucking good.
It's the Allstate guy.
It is. It's the Allstate guy, and that's Monk.
Yeah.
It does burn good.
I mean, I kind of want to check it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
That guy's personality is like next level. It's a PhD.
Yeah.
Poor, hungry, and determined. That's fucking great. Is this a reality show called Reality? It's now being to reality.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. Feds. I would say I need a lawyer. Oh. Appears to be a spin on possibly Chelsea Manning. Not sure.
Looks interesting. Interesting.
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Little God complex. Cock it and pull it.
It's like God is a bullet. Y'all playing COD with him? He's a
Yeah.
bullet.
Yeah. He's broke. He's broke. Push him.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Play COD with him. Hmm?
I noticed a lot of true stories tonight.
It's a schooner. A schooner is a sailboat.
Holy shit. Take a swim.
Is that Jamie Lannister?
Yeah. I think it is.
It's the Kingslayer.
I think his vitiligo's acting up.
That guy must have been a real big Zill and Ardor fan.
Yeah, right.
On some true detective shit. Damn.
Okay.
God damn. Okay. That snake was fucking that dude up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, little God complex. Cock it and pull it. Dun, 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 dun. The crowded room.
All right. It's Apple, so I'm guessing, yep, comments turned off. Is that Spider-Man?
It is. Spider-Man.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Red Rum. What's the 70s? Damn.
Damn. Oh, okay.
A Beautiful Mind, huh? Wonder what that's based on.
Did your power happen to flicker, Griffin?
No, it didn't.
I just went off on for a second. Did y'all watch The Crowded Room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you were gone.
It's all good. I'll just watch it later.
Discord does that thing where if you leave, it'll still show you in there.
Yeah.
I saw you leave while we were watching it.
But yeah. Vaya pa ti.
You want to take a shot at that word?
Vaya pa terapo.
All right, bring in the violence.
I'm ready.
Look at this screenshot.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I'm in.
Is that the purple bull from, was it White Herb? What was that movie?
Yeah.
John Henry.
Not,
something Tales.
Tall Tales?
Tall Tales.
Nose
bleeding.
Unlocked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. You already know.
Oh, okay. Already. Oh, God.
Violence out the gate. Little song and dance. Didn't get the memo. Not wearing Balenciaga anymore.
I mean, happy birthday.
Bravo.
That's one bad mother right there.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm in. You know, I'm in.
All right, we've come to the end of the road here.
Years. What are we gonna do next week?
The list here. Yes, we've run out. So what we've got D&D to watch. We got Mario. What was the other one? Renfield.
Yeah.
Was there something else?
Let's see. We've got 2. We've got 2 weeks before we get to June Wick.
Okay.
So
I would vote to do D&D and Mario in those 2 weeks. Just because they're Mario and D&D. I mean,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Think of where you, Trev.
Standard procedure. I'm with it.
Rappo. I'm so fucking pumped for June Wick.
Same.
I mean, sure. Fucking gas it up, dude. Not June Wick. What was it? Yeah, checks in the mail.